Alright.
Yep, go ahead.
Alright, this is CP Steel, this week's UGC Highlander map. This is Moose. You guys are already familiar with me. Hi to WN. Steel obviously is broken up into 5 points, and I'm going to kind of explain how the point rotation works as we run through the map. I'm going to start with defense first because defense is going to be a lot more instrumental to you guys winning than your offense will be, kind of like with payload. The first point, or at the very beginning, what we do is we have our defense completely split up. We have our heavy classes here, that being our medic, demo, heavy, and soldier on this A point, and that's it. The rest of the classes are going to be set up on B. So you're going to have your engineer set up a gun probably on this corner, right out the gate.
Which corner?
I'm on B.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yep.
Engineer, sniper. Actually, a good spot for the sniper would be up here. Like if you stand up here with me, you can see that you can see down into here. So if your sniper runs Machina, you don't have to jump for it either. So if your sniper runs Machina and gets a body shot through that gap in the window, that's huge damage to something that's not going to be expecting it. And everything else over here, just kind of flanking, making sure that nothing is going for the ECAP, so that way when you have your defenses split, your combo can rotate around quickly, rather than maybe risking your scout dying and then the rest of the team pushing in behind them, because most teams will just put like 1 or 2 classes up here, they'll die, and proceed to push last. If you have more people here, it just gives you more time to get around and stop their push. The point of having the combo at A is really just kind of to stall. So what I'll do is Hein will be up on this, my soldier.
I fell down and I lost you, so...
Okay, I'm on A.
Okay.
On that little cliff thingy.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so my soldier's going to be up here telling me which way they want to go, just spamming rockets down. And if they start to focus him, he's just going to jump off, get more heals, and then jump around here and distract some more. Meanwhile, my heavy and my demo and I are just going to be sitting like right here. And when they Uber, we just Uber in return and get out. Like it's literally only to stall. It's not supposed to be much of a hold. If you want to turn it back into a hold, you can. If you want to, like, after your Uber fades and their Uber fades, you could push back in, maybe with a heavy from up top here, and just do damage to the point. Just kind of stall as safely as you can. You don't want to die. You don't want any of your big classes to die here, because obviously they're going to be so important to hold in the rest of the map. If you hold like that, you're not going to have any risk of E back caps, which is good. Now, when they go straight to A and they cap, they have the A to E door open up, which is this door, and that'll obviously rotate around all the way, or just run all the way around.
To A.
Yeah.
Right.
And this door, it'll open up on this side, and that side spawn door will close off, so the defense can't go back out to A through their spawn anymore. At that point, you want to probably have most of your classes sitting somewhere between B and E, because a lot of teams will push A and then they'll push E. They'll just completely ignore B. So what you kind of want to do is send your scout at this point over to the AE connector to make sure they're not pushing in this direction. Meanwhile, you're going to want to get your defense set up slightly back on B, just so you can rotate around quickly if need be. So I would probably put my medic right here at the bottom of the stairs, where he's going to be safe from snipers. You got to watch this sight line going from this little window here through these windows. Let me see if I can get up there. Right, so hell, don't stand in that window area. Otherwise, you're really just holding this one. This one's a lot easier to clamp down on and hold for a while. especially if you can get a forward defense up a little bit. Like, I would hold the big classes back as the last defense and really just send your lighter classes, probably Sand Soldier. Your Soldier could probably get pretty aggressive as well and just kind of hold this yard area. And if they rotate around, make sure that your scout calls it so your heavy classes can rotate around and stop their push from behind you. So hopefully you guys are going to have a good hold with that. If they cap B, obviously you lose this whole forward respawn room. You guys get stuck respawning way in the back of the map. I'm just going to go to the other respawn point real quick.
I actually know where that
Do you know where that's at? Oh, really?
No. Oh, I don't have much experience on this map. I think I played.
Okay, let me find you then.
Clubs, so.
Go to E real quick.
Yep.
Okay, so you have a couple ways. You're going to spawn up here. This is the C point, and you're going to spawn right above it on this back half of the map. At this point, the defense really has two ways to get in to the C point. If they continue to go A, B, D, C, E, they're either going to go through this door up top, and that door takes a little while to open. Or they can push through this hallway from B straight up to C. And that does kind of transfer across E, so you have to be careful sitting here, because they could also just go ahead and put a scout up on here and start capping while they're pushing C, and that'll distract your team. So to avoid that, I would put somebody over here. It really doesn't matter who, anyone that can do damage on the point. Maybe set up a sticky trap. Maybe just have a soldier rotate back here through spawn, because the spawn comes out through these doors as well. So if someone starts capping E, you can just have your soldier rotate around and stall the point. A couple things to note, that if they do push through the hallway from actually, let me go up the C door. If they do go the hallway from B to C, there is a grate that you can put stickies on the bottom of, and it'll explode through them, and that is this grate. So if your demo man puts a sticky trap down here, it'll explode anything above it. Your soldier can shoot through it and it'll do damage to anything above it. Any explosions will do damage through that grate. That's just being kind of tricky or whatever, using the map to your advantage. Be careful of sniper sight lines on this point. Obviously the big one's through these rocks. Some snipers will kind of crouch and peek over this way or around this side. The safest point for the medic to hold is probably going to be back here, behind this arch, because that way if they Uber in, you got one out and you're out.
Yep.
Gun on this point, you can put the gun actually down here pretty close in the yard to the rocks, even though it doesn't seem very sensical to do it this way. It's hard to see it from up there, and it'll cover the entire point, even into the hallways over here. So it works. If you want a little bit more height, you can put it here, but then they can see it from up in the door. If you do put it one place, like down here, and they push into it and realize that you might want to move it back to somewhere like here, or even another popular spot's right here on this ammo pack that I just stole.
Yeah.
Because they can't see it from the doors. They cap C. Then you got this route. They got to go to D. There's two routes here. They can go from C to D, or they can take the AE connector and split off and go to D. So you'll see pushes from both sides. It's probably the hardest point to defend, even though you spawn right above it. Simply because your respawn timers at this point are like 20 to 25 seconds. So if you're going to invest, well, you do have to invest in defending this point, because if you don't, a lot of your spawns get shut off to E. So if you're going to hold this point, make sure you stagger your defense. Make sure you've got people everywhere. Sentry probably up in the door where you're standing is or exactly where you're standing is probably one of the most popular spots. Make sure you have a soldier and a scout looking A to E. Make sure you've got like a pyro and a sniper looking back in C to D, so that way they can stop whatever or give you intel, and then everyone else just has to be focused on this point defending. If they manage to take D, then all but I think I'm back up in resupply. You only get this resupply door to open up. So the one that goes down straight onto the E point closes, and the one that goes to C closes, if I remember correctly. So you have to go all the way around if they start capping E to defend the point. And a lot of teams, when they're capping, will have someone just sitting right here waiting and practically spawn camping for you guys. So it's hard to defend E, but if you do, crits is probably going to be your best option to clear the point. Even at ×5, it takes 33 seconds to fully cap E, so like it's not impossible to defend. It's just really hard, especially if they get a good hold on you. Engineer spots overlooking the point obviously would be here. Sniper lines from that window across the point there. Watch for sticky traps on any of these doors, especially pushing back out. The offense will sometimes put a demo man up here, put stickies here, and then when you guys push out to try to defend the point, it'll dead them on your medic. So make sure you're checking all the doorways. That's about it. Defense on this map is really a gauntlet. Like, you have to get a good initial defense set up, or it gets progressively easier and easier to roll over the offense. Or rather, for the offense to roll over the defense. I'm going to swap to blue to talk about offense. Let me see here. Offense.
Oh, you're invisible.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can still see your gun and stuff there.
Okay, nah, we'll try to illustrate my points then. And then first thing you want to do on offense is you're going to have one of two options. You can either all rush E, or you can do the ABDCE. It'll depend on what you guys are most comfortable with. If you guys all decide to rush to E, there are a couple things you can do. One is to build a level 3 sentry and then have your soldier whip the engineer with the gun all the way out. And I'll explain some of this stuff more. And everyone really just does whatever they can. Both soldier and demo man running pain train, scout on the point, pyro with the detonator on the point, gun sitting right here, spawn camping, where it can see both the window and the door, and everyone else just like kind of in the way. Medic would probably be standing right here with the heavy, where he can't be seen. Make sure you don't get caught in that little sight line right there. So like back here, heavy would be forward. Someone would be behind, obviously checking. But that would be about it. You can cap in 30 seconds if you do it that way, or 33, or whatever I said earlier. It was ×5 on the point.
30 something.
You can also do that with A to E. Y'all can rush A, take A, and then have your engineer bring his gun up, put it here, because that spawn door behind you guys is going to be shut off for them, so it's going to be harder for them to get behind you and stop you. So you can cap A, put a gun up here, do the same hold, make sure no one touches the point if you're going to sneak through like that until you're set up, and then when everyone's set up, then you all jump on the point. If you decide not to do it like that, couple rushes into A. First is the cliff, and that's pretty easy. You just take... Okay, cool. You just take everyone up the stairs and spawn up to the cliff, and then you Uber into the gun or whatever they have set up. Be careful for sightlines. Sniper can stand up on those rocks and they can shoot through this window. Spies sometimes will sit there with an ambassador or whatever and go for headshots from the tops of those rocks, so just be careful. But the whole point of this push is to take the height advantage, Uber when you get here, and then push in, take out the gun. Maybe only Uber in a demo man, and then when their Uber is finished, then everyone else can come in and finish up the cap. You could take the long way as well. Like, you can send a couple people to suicide forward, like have your soldier maybe jump around, have your demo jump around, find out where everything's at, scout bonk through, distract the gun while everyone else takes it down, and then everyone push in through this way, take it this way. Once you cap A, this door opens and this goes to B, or you can rotate back through spawn to B. And obviously that door at point itself opens, so you can rush to E and take the whole inside area that way. The B door that opens up into this little garage area, and there's a big ammo and health pack, full 200 ammo in there, and a big health pack. B is actually pretty difficult to push. Like I said, it was the easiest to defend on offense. If you're going to push B, if you're going to do A, B, D, C, E, you have to have a presence of some sort on B as you're pushing A. So if someone dies while you guys are pushing A, have them go to B. If it looks like you're going to take the point. Because that just denies the engineer from being able to get too comfortable. And then when you guys have capped the point, you can all get in here and help out the cap. But don't think you're going to just all push in 9 together and have an easy time with it if you've given them any chance to set up whatsoever. Be careful for this. Teams can get up in this window, and a soldier can shoot down on the point from in here. A sniper can shoot from down in here. I don't know where you're at. Right. Oh, there you are. Okay. Okay, and there's a drop down they can take, and a spy can use that to get around. Honestly, like, super aggressiveness is what I'd recommend for this point if you're gonna do it at all. Like I said, just have people rush up here if they die pushing A to start taking over B. Be careful because the team does spawn right here in this door, so if they push out, they're going to be right there ready to defend. When you cap B, they obviously lose this whole resupply room, and you have one new route, which is this door. And this door probably takes about 30 seconds to open. I don't know why. I guess to slow down the map, but it does. So the fastest route, if you guys are going to be aggressive, is to just go through the barn itself. Be careful if you do that, because some teams will push through here, and their sniper is going to be situated right here in this window, waiting for the push through. And if he gets a good angle, he can see more than you think, especially if you guys lollygag in that little connector room at all. So don't do that. Like, if you're going to push through, make sure that you push through like tight to the right wall so that you can't be seen from the E point. Be careful for the sticky trap I told you about, and the last thing you probably want to be careful for is this route. This goes from E to C as well. This is lower. It's got a big ammo, big health, and a pyro will like to sit here. And if anyone tries to cap E, he'll just air blast them off from sitting right here. So if you guys decide to push E, just make sure you check down here. Make sure nothing's coming. A lot of snipers will like to sit right here and take pot shots at whatever's up on the point. So you can push any of those 3 ways, either hallway, lower, or through the new door into C. C is pretty easy to cap. Make sure you just take out the gun wherever it's hiding. And be aware that they spawn like right here in this little resupply room. So if they push out, they're going to push out right here and get up on the point. So if you've got something watching this little connector, you should be okay. You guys, most people push straight through the top to D. There's a big health pack here, or a medium health pack. Again, be warned that they do spawn here, and they still do have access to this spawn door, so they can get in behind you and crits or something if you guys aren't paying attention. Pushing this point is relatively easy because they have such a long respawn time. You really just win the fight, and then you push. You can also utilize the A to D push, which is this hallway. A lot of teams will like to put a teleporter in here, like down in here where the health and ammo are, and just use this area as a staging area for both capping D and capping E. So if you want, you can just push through this way with an Uber, and this way works actually really well if you want to go that route. Be careful for this route up top as well, because spies can rotate through here and it'll rotate back down to where you have your teleporter set up. So make sure that someone's watching this. Maybe send your pyro through here every time you guys push. Make sure he isn't hiding in like this corner to take out your stuff. And then when you cap D, this point, like this door will close, and this door will close. So all you have to do really on this point is look right here, like we'll look through the window and make sure nothing's coming. Maybe have one person looking behind to make sure they're not wrapping all the way around D behind you guys. But usually once you've capped D, you've won the game, or won the round, because it's so easy to just take over E. Offensive engineer spots, I didn't really talk about that at all.
Yeah.
It'll be mostly mini sentry, I think. Anywhere where it can be annoying or near a spawn that'll make people turn around, like especially if you guys start to push C. You might want to have your engineer take... Okay, no, that's... When you cap C, these little bridges will start to come out that you see here underneath me to get up on the point. So once you cap C, you can set up a sentry right here, even up top above them.
Oh, I fell.
You're gonna fall off the point. But you can set up a sentry right above their spawn and make them think twice about coming out this way. It's hard to spam it out, especially if you put it close to the wall, and you can force them to go one route, and that's just one less thing your medic has to think about.
Hang on. Just on my way back
Okay.
out. Oh, I'm already getting lost.
And just have to run around the map a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have to go through B.
Yeah. I would suggest that you guys kind of play the map together, like 4 people on one team, 5 on the other,
Yeah, we actually
and
do.
just cap points and learn how the doors work,
We have
because that's the easiest way.
scrim later tonight with a good team, and they just want to
Right.
test tactics out. So yeah.
Right. So a sentry gun right here, level 3. Once you've capped C, because these bridges will open, and then your engineer can easily get across. And that'll obviously protect that, and that there's metal right here in this little room, and metal right underneath in the doorway. So if he needs anything, he can get it right there. What else? Oh, you can also get, like, I don't know, other than mini sentries, there's really not much for the engineer to do. Maybe set up a mini sentry above D so they can't get too comfortable. Maybe on offense, most of his work on offense is just going to be setting up that staging area I was telling you about in this little room, so that way your team can push D and E a little easier. Maybe put the level 3 right out here, so that way he's relatively safe while he builds his dispenser and teleporter there. What classes have I missed? Should I talk over anything else more?
Let's see. What's the scout's job in this map? We'll just go through each class's main priorities here. Just generally.
Flanks. This entire map is a flank. So on defense, what he's doing is he's watching, like say you guys are holding B, like up here, he's going to be watching back here, make sure they can't go through A to E. And if they do, he's got to tell your team. If you guys are holding C, then he's watching, like he might be, you know, over here ready to bonk out. But he's just on the point, maybe watching how people are going through the doors, and if he doesn't see him going this way, obviously, then it's going to be that they go from B to C through that door that opens slowly. Otherwise, it's really just raw DM, maybe using some of the trickier routes on this map. They can jump everywhere, like taking lower, and as they're pushing C, get up underneath them and start doing damage. You can't shoot hit scan through that, but you can get out in yard as they're pushing. Really just running through all the hallways at each, like, all the time. And if he sees a fight he knows he can win, he should take it and slow them down, because not having someone on offense sucks on this map. So if he ever gets the opportunity, he should take it. Offensively, he should be doing the same thing, except in the direction of which team in the direction your team wants to push. So if you guys want to go C, he'll take whatever route you guys don't take and make sure that they're not setting up something that'll slow you down.
And soldier?
Soldier is really just kind of sacrificial damage. He can do pretty much, like, he'll be a second scout, really, on a lot of the flanks. You'll probably want to use him to, like, on defense, you're going to want him to bomb and take out, make sure they force Uber, because it just makes your defense easier. You don't want to start losing your defense because it sucks to do so. On B, it's really important that your soldier really knows, like, how to jump around B, because that's probably his strongest point. There's a little hidden route or flank that he can hold on. If he jumps really high, he can stand up and hide in there. Like, it's a tiny little clip on the very inside of that ramp, but he can stand up there and do damage. Most soldiers are going to be jumping up, you know, here and doing damage up there or around. Now, he can take this hallway that I was telling you about and get behind him on A and do damage that way too. Like, he's just everywhere on this map. He's probably going to be one of the more comfortable ones of the map, like your scout, so he knows how to get around and how to get around quickly. Pyro is just going to really be the bitch. He's either going to be with your combo or he's going to be with your engineer, offensively or defensively, respectively. So if you're on offense, you're probably going to want him to check for spies dropping down from one of the sneaky spots, pushing things into the death pit. On defense, he's probably just going to really be sitting with your engineer and reflecting back spam, especially on a point like A where they can spam your gun probably from the door if you decide to put a gun up there. Or you can sit here on B if you put a gun up here and just reflect things back from the door. Y'all know how pyros work.
Yep.
Demo Man is, again, just straightforward damage. There's really nothing particular with him. Just watch for sticky traps. If you guys get the advantage, you guys can sticky trap their spawn door up or whatever. If you push A, he can put sticky traps like right in here or something in the spawn room, and if they walk over him, you just deads. Or out here, whatever, on this door. This is probably a good place to put him, is right here. Because most teams are walking out, they don't even look because they're so busy with trying to stop the point. There's really no place to hide stickies on any of these points. Like, some points have cones or whatever they can hide stickies, and I don't think there's anything like that on this map.
Yeah, I haven't seen
them. Offensively, he can run the pain train and just help cap points faster. But, that's about it.
I'm guessing heavy's just
heavy's just damage, right? Yeah, he's sticking with the medic and rotating. He has to be quick about rotating, so Gru would probably be a good point or good thing to use on both.
Yep.
Offense and defense. You can use the Gru and I think even jump over that gap if you want him to cap the point. Like, if he kind of like strafes this gap, he can actually make it in one jump. It's hard to do, and he'll definitely require a lot of practice. If you can't make the jump, you can have the teleporter built right there, and that extra little bit of height will make most classes be able to get over. But that's also really gimmicky. That's like if you guys really want to invest in only capping E. We've gone over NG. Medic is just rotating. He has to be pretty aggressive with his calls and say, okay, we've got to hold, or we've got to fold now and start defending the next point. Or attacking the next point. What's up?
Crits or Uber on defense, because I'm pretty sure you want under on offense as well.
I'd say Uber. I mean, you can run crits and have some success, but I'd only do it if both medics are down at the same time, and you guys are kind of like in a stalemate between the two of you.
Is that for offense and defense?
Just defense. Offense, I would have the Uber just so you can take down the gun.
Alright.
Sniper, obviously, I showed you some of the trickier sniper lines through the windows and stuff. Have your sniper experiment.
Yeah. Well, that's me, so.
Oh, okay, yeah, just experiment with where you can see on this map, and that'll help you learn too. and then show hell and tell them not to stand in those spots.
Yeah.
And then spy. This really is a spy playground map. You can sit there and take flanks that you know nobody else is taking and just wait for a pick. Or you can just be intel with a cloak and dagger and say, okay, they're coming this way.
Doesn't really like cloak and dagger, but yeah.
Well, he might need to use it because your scout can protect one entry route, and your spy can give comms to another.
Yeah.
And then
A lot of stairs for jump standing as well.
right. It's not fun to sit there and cloak and dagger, but the intel that you guys get is invaluable.
Yep.
So I would rather run that.
Where are you? I lost you.
I'm on E. Okay, there you are.
Ah,
That's about it. That's all I can think of.
yep. I had another question, but I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah. How often is it just really effective for teams? Like, how often do teams just go straight to E, straight off, and it works?
I would give it. I wouldn't do it first. I wouldn't do it the first round simply to make them think you're going to be slow, and like take things more like cautiously. Because A to E, like if you push it systematically, it'll always work. Unless you guys get completely outclassed, it'll always work. It might be a slow time, but it'll work.
Yeah.
Pushing E off the bat doesn't always work because you guys only have 6 minutes to cap a point, and the only 2 points you can cap at the beginning are A or E. So if you fuck up this point, then you only have 4 minutes to cap A, and then you're scrambling, then you're not doing a very good job.
Yeah.
So it's really a gamble. If you can make it work, you can end the round in 75 seconds, and if you make it work like that, you just set up on B because they have to go through B to E at the beginning.
Yep.
So
And this point also changes when you cap other points. It get like
fellas.
stuff.
only C. Once you cap C, you get the bridges.
Do you get? I thought you if you get D. Or
No, you don't.
Get.
No, I don't think
come
so.
off on the bridge or something, no?
Oh, maybe.
I think I remember that. It might be older. They might have removed it. I don't know. But
No,
yeah.
I think you're right. But A to E works. That's probably a safer version of just pushing straight to E. You just got to get set up appropriately, and then you're set. That's really about it. Because then once you cap A, that gives you another extra 4 minutes to fuck up pushing E, and then you can reset and push B.
And there's a giant pit. There are pirate canoes.
There's a
lots
giant
of
pit.
them
There's
too.
yeah. You can stand on that white pipe in there, and
Oh yeah.
run out. Like if you get air blasted, try to aim for that little thing in there, the little platform, and you can run the white pipe out to that lower. That's about it.
Oh, there. Yeah, I see. Oh yeah. I don't see how this would be very useful though, except for just.
If you get air blasted, I mean, like you have to be lucky to land in there, but
Alright.
it's
Well,
possible.
Yep. Thanks for doing this
Yeah.
again. And yeah, probably watching the fights video as well when you go get around to it.
Okay, I'm gonna bother Hein like right now about it.
Okay.
You take it easy.
Yep. You too.